WLS, the sports animal.
We're back here today at Elliott Roofing. Been around since 1981. And I am joined now by the legend of radio, king of the midgets, and the world champion at Freestyle. He is also a member of the Broadcast and Journalism Hall of Fames in the state of Oklahoma, Mr. Al Eschbach. And this show's known as the Dominant
Duo.
How you doing today, Al?
Doing wonderful. Doing at it again for our 68 team giveaway.
How many years is this, Al? Do you know for sure, Al, how many years this is?
I'd have to ask Randy McDowell. I wonder if Randy would know it. It was sometime in the 80s we started it. So
my guess is, Al, maybe 35, 36 years, something like that.
Probably something like that, yeah. Which is pretty amazing. And of course, people have copied us over the years.
Well, of course they copy us, and they do a crap job of it, but that's okay.
Yeah. This is the original, and it's the best.
No doubt. And, it's amazing how both you and I have come up with different ideas over the years, and they have just lasted so long.
Oh, I know.
And this is the longest. This is the longest running, if I'm not mistaken, it is the longest running idea. Maybe, I don't know. Let me ask Tony. Tony, how you doing, Tony?
I'm good.
You got any idea, Tony, how long our sister station, like the Cat Fest, how long has that been going on? Do you know?
Like 94, 5, 6, somewhere in there. I think you've got it, B.
Yeah, I think, Al, that there's a legitimate chance that this promotion that you put together, which is just brilliant, is the longest running promotion in the history of radio in this area.
That's pretty cool. It's really cool.
It really is.
Yeah,
you should be incredibly proud.
Yeah. Because
tell the people exactly, because we have people listening to our show that, maybe only been listening for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Tell everybody exactly what's happening today.
Okay. What we have 68 teams up on the board here. And there's a number, and you pick the number, and inside the envelope is a team. And it could be a great team, which means you got a great chance to win a big time prize, or a bad team, and you're still going to get a prize. So then you follow this team through the NCAA tournament, because if your team finishes first, second, third, you're going to get great prizes. So and we have a lot of fun when people get a bad team, whatever. So that's exactly how we do it right here. Twin Peaks.
Now the interesting thing, correct me if I'm wrong, Al, but you usually do it on Monday. This year you're doing it on Wednesday, so that means there's only 64 teams left, correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So it's 64 teams,
64
people.
teams.
And tell them what is first prize this year?
Here's some of the prizes. A Patriot Pro basketball goal, including home installation from Family Leisure, over $3,000 value, $300 Visa gift card from Triple Play Home Services, a Sony 4K TV from Harry's TV and Appliances, great concert tickets and summer special events, the difference of float spa, Valvoline oil changes, ZCT cigars involved, Yeti coolers, Hoffman Insurance. So yeah, we got it all out here. So it's going to be, like I said, a lot of fun.
It's absolutely amazing. And you're at Twin Peaks, and that's out
West,
there
off
of I-40,
between MacArthur and Rockwell.
That is.
So you got Rick.
That is really awesome.
It started at the varsity. I don't think so. I think it started at Brothers. I think it started in a really small place, and then it grew. Is what?
Yeah, Brothers. I was not around then. I was playing baseball, but I remember you telling me, because I used to do it with you. You started it at Brothers, no doubt. It was at Brothers.
Yeah.
And then I think it got too big for Brothers, and you moved it to the varsity.
We did it at O'Connell's for a year or so, and then the varsity, and and now the the last few years it's been here at Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome. So people, you still got time to get out there. Now during the breaks is when
Starting
you
at 5
call
o'clock.
out the team.
Starting
right?
at 5 o'clock.
So people, you still got a bunch of time to get
Absolutely.
on out there, get yourself. They got good food. You write your name down. You put it on a piece of paper. It goes in the box. They pull it out. Al announces your name. You come up. You pick an envelope, and then you see what you get. And you might get Vermont, and you might get Kansas.
That's right.
You never know.
It's, and we talk about, isn't it sad that OU and OSU aren't in this thing? And I remember when they were good, and how excited people got when they got them.
Oh my gosh! Under Kelvin and Billy, and then of course under Eddie. Yeah, I mean they were some high seeds, really high seeds.
So,
I mean, they were going to Final Fours. I mean, OSU went to Final Fours. OU went to Final Fours.
Well, OU,
What's unbelievable is it?
Yeah, OU for 3 straight years had a top seed.
That was under Billy, right?
Under Billy.
Is that the year they lost to North Carolina and Fox? One of those years?
Yeah, that's one. Yes, that was the 90 season that happened.
Was that in the Sweet 16 now? When did they lose?
They lost him in the Sweet. They lost him in the second round.
So they didn't even get to the second weekend that year.
No.
So that means North Carolina was like an 8 or 9 seed.
8. They were 8. Yeah. Rick Fox was on that team. Montross. The point guard was King Rice. They had a bunch of NBA players in that team.
Yeah. How the heck were they an 8 seed?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Good luck playing them. An 8 seed.
Yeah. And then, of course, OSU just had – I remember when I followed OSU that one year. You and I have talked about this before. I went back. It was in Baltimore where I went first when they played – when Big Country dominated McDice. Then he dominated Tim Duncan. And then there was one other.
Camby.
Who was it?
Camby.
That's right. Marcus Camby from Massachusetts. Very good, Al. 3 in a row.
Yep.
I mean, dudes that were so much better players basically than him and more athletic than him. And he dominated all 3 of them in 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, absolutely do. Yeah.
And then that's when they went to Seattle. He broke the backboard, you remember, during practice. And then they lost to UCLA, wasn't it? I was there. Wasn't it UCLA?
I don't remember who they got beat by.
I think they got beat by it was Tyus Edney, who the weekend before beat Missouri and went length to the floor on that basket.
Went coast to coast.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
And then they beat OSU, and then Arkansas beat them championship game. Is that how it went down? Or did UCLA win it that year? Maybe they won it. Do you remember?
I don't remember. I do not remember.
I think it was UCLA maybe beat Arkansas in the finals. That's when Arkansas was doing that 40 minutes of hell with that defense. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
That fat dude. Remember he had that fat guy who could really shoot?
Oh, what was his name? Was it?
Gosh, I can see him, too.
It wasn't Big Baby Davis. Big Baby Davis at LSU, right?
No, yeah. What was his name? You know, the Arkansas fans are screaming at us. You got a bunch of listening.
I can picture him. I can picture him too, man. Arkansas was good. Really good.
That was UCLA with the O'Banion brothers, right? O'Bannon brothers.
Yeah, O'Bannon brothers. Ed O'Bannon and the other one.
I don't know, but I wonder, is that kid that went to Texas Tech? I think he's one of their sons.
Oh, really?
I think. I don't know. I could be messed up, but yeah, they were good, man. Those teams were good. Golly. And then the other Final Four that I covered was down in San Antonio, and that's when they lost to Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
What was that kid's name?
They had a really good guard.
Yeah. He made the shot at the end of the game that beat him?
Yep.
Golly, man. I think these people nowadays understand what it used to be.
Oh, I mean it. Nothing. Yeah. It and the talent. You said it's a big country going against those guys 3 straight. And then Carmelo.
Yeah, by the way, Corliss Williamson was on that Arkansas team. See, I'm getting some text messages now. Yeah, Arkansas won. I'm getting Skinny is sending me some good stuff.
Well, and then
now.
Carmelo Anthony going through the Big 8 conference, the Big 12 conference.
Hey, the big dude was named Dwight Stewart.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah. I think he was from Memphis.
By the way, our man Carson Cunningham just texted me. In the first round, Big Country beat that Malik Rose kid. Remember him? Malik Rose. He was from where was that school?
It was an Eastern school. It was.
It wasn't Colgate, was it?
No.
Was it one of those?
No, it wasn't Colgate.
It's one of those schools in that area, though.
Yes. It wasn't Iona. It was. Oh my God.
Drexel. Okay. Drexel. Yeah, Malik. Yeah, think about that. Malik Rose, Antonio McDyess, Tim Duncan,
and Camby.
And Camby. Big Country, man. That's unbelievable what he did.
It was unbelievable.
And I'm telling you something, he dominated them. I mean, dominated. McDyess was one of the best athletes I'd ever seen as a big man. And I mean, he pushed McDyess around like he was a fly.
Well, he was
we don't talk about Big Country about how good. We don't talk about him enough, do we?
Well, yeah, I think probably because he was a bust in the NBA.
Yeah, you're right.
But he was a great college player. Great college player.
And then when he got there as a rookie, as a freshman, everybody was like, who is this big
that's
stiff?
The improvement he made. And that's when OU, they decided Jason Giannis was a better prospect than Big Country, and they offered Giannis.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, the basketball. I will say this, though. I really got to give it up to Mark Rogers, because Mark Rogers has said for a while now that OSU basketball has basically been about 2 coaches. And he's right.
No,
we talked yesterday. Yeah. OU's had more than just 2 coaches. OSU's had 2 coaches that have done really well. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
That's fact.
It is. I can't. I mean, I'd like to say that it's a great program, but it's just not. It's just not.
It still should be better, though. I don't know why.
It definitely should be better. I'm just saying, it definitely should be better. By the way, Skinny asked me, was Latrell Sprewell with McDyess on that Bama team?
No.
I don't remember.
No, I don't
think so.
I don't think Sprewell was.
I don't think he was either.
So,
yeah, that was gosh, that was fun. And that's when you and I'd cover OSU and you'd cover OU.
Yeah.
And
it was so much fun going to the NCAA. First it started going to the Big 12, either the Big 8 and then the Big 12, right? I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you, tell the people where have been the Final Fours that you have covered? The only 2 Final Fours I went to was Seattle and San Antonio. Where are the ones you've been to?
I've been Kansas City. I've been to Atlanta and San Antonio and Houston.
So you've been to 4 of them.
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
The one in Atlanta was with Kelvin, right?
With Kelvin.
That's with Indiana and Mike Davis?
They got beat by Mike Davis in Indiana, yes.
Huh.
And that's a year Maryland wound up beating Kansas in the championship.
Well, as I filled out my bracket today, Al, I could not help but to look at this and say, I look at some of these teams, Al, that are high seeds, and no one, and I mean no one, can ever tell me that OU and OSU should not be fighting with these types. Let me give you some names. Marquette, number 2.
And look what it coached it.
Okay.
Look what it coached it. They hired Shaka Smart. Bingo.
Absolutely. Miami, Florida, 5 seed. I'm just going to go through some of these Texas, OSU and OU should be as good as Texas.
Absolutely.
Let me look at it. TCU, 6 seed.
Kansas State is a 3 seed.
3 seed. I was coming to them. Kansas State, a 3 seed. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Iowa State.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Iowa State, a 5 seed.
Break.
Yeah, Miami of Florida, a 5 seed. By the way, Iowa State's not a 5 seed. They're a.
By the way, Maryland beat. You're right.
7.
Maryland beat Indiana because Maryland beat Kansas in the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken, that year. And
Maryland beat Indiana.
OU beat Maryland early the year in December at the Lloyd Noble.
Yeah. Well, I sure hope that we have some better days coming. And again, I hate to say this. I don't know if the coaches they have are going to be the ones that do it.
I know.
But I hope that they are.
Absolutely.
I hope that they are. I just don't know if it will be, though. Al, tell them again where you are.
Right here, I'm in Twin Peaks West. Now it's our 64 team giveaway, and it's going to be a lot of fun right out here, I-40 between MacArthur and Rockwell.
I'm at Elliott Roofing, established in 1981, 42 years and counting what they're doing. A+ Better Business Bureau rating, a bunch of great positive Google reviews, and they've got this Tesla certified roofing, which is the first one in the state to do it. And I'll be telling you about that to do it. Invisible solar, that's what it is. It's amazing. 405-789-4646, 789-4646. Remember the name L. Time for an OG&E break. OG&E is celebrating Women's History Month. More with Mr. Al Eschbach on the Leader in Sports. This show's known as the Dominant
Duo.
A stranger in the black sedan, won't you hop inside my car? I got pictures
Oh,
of
man.
a lovable man, and I can take you to
Very
the
nice.
nearest star. I'm your
Vehicle. I DeMarch.
I'm your vehicle woman.
I DeMarch.
Oh, yeah. I love you. I need you. I want you, got to let it shine. Great God in heaven, you know I love.
To Brute.
It's you.
Has Jim disappeared, Tony?
It seems.
It
Falling
seems.
off. Yeah.
That wasn't a bad song.
Well, it is the day. I only save it for this day.
Okay.
Miraculous, I remembered it.
Together. You have your own squad. What'd you say, Tony?
Hello? Hello?
Are we on the air?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of people out here I'm talking with at Elliott Roofing. I'm sorry. And this show's known as The Dominant.
Duo. How'd your MRI
You already-
go?
yeah.
How'd your MRI go?
Oh, Al, it was unbelievable. I made it through. I did.
So
and,
what?
the guy
Yeah.
the guy who did it with me was the coolest dude. His name was Adam. He's a huge listener to the show. He was so nice to me. He treated me like a child, and I am. And but I made it through.
Good for
I
you.
made it through.
Good for you.
And it was went home, Al, and I ate like donuts and like a breakfast sandwich at about 10:30 in the morning, and then I slept for 5 hours.
What?
Valium.
How many MRIs have you taken? MRIs have you taken? Would you say
In my lifetime?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Why do you do that, Tony? Is that you, Tony?
Is that what you heard today?
I'm starting to sweat, dude. Why you do that? That was yesterday.
Lingering effects, huh?
Gosh, that makes me. I'm shivering, and it's louder than that. It's like this. There
Like
it is.
that?
That's it. Yeah, that is it. I don't know, Al. I've probably taken 10 to 15 of them, but they're horrible. Just horrible.
I just only had one, so.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what it was. So, no, it's not a lot of fun.
No, they're horrible. They really are. But I got it done, so I'm just going to try to find out here, hopefully in the next day or so,
Good.
exactly what the story is.
Okay.
Have you guys ever seen them try to put metal inside of one of those things? How violent
that's
it
why
is?
they ask you a billion questions.
Stuff will just bust out of your skin.
I know. And I've got all those fake parts, so they got to be very careful with those. By the way, you know what today is, Al, right?
The Ides of March.
The Ides of March.
That's why Tony just played that song.
Well, I didn't hear it because I was talking to people out here. I'm sorry. Great song. Of course, who said beware the Ides of March?
I really don't give a damn.
Oh, why do you say that, Al? That's not good.
Because I don't.
I believe it was, I think it was Brutus. I think he
Good for
said it
Brutus.
to Caesar.
People don't name their name kid Brutus anymore.
Brute.
Et tu, Brute.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Et tu,
Ides
Brute.
of March. Crazy.
Seems like everything happening in the world is fitting right along with that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
crazy.
does. You're right. You're right. Beware the Ides of March. And then that means every day. It doesn't matter anymore. Every day is the Ides of March. Hey, Al. Last night, this really bothers me, and I just want you to tell me if I should be bothered by it or not, okay? Because, I just think Michael Cage is just, he is what he is. He's getting paid by them. All he does is complain the whole game. But last night they were talking about the MVP, and he said that Embiid should win it because Giannis has one already and Jokic has two and Embiid has none, so Embiid should win the MVP. Now, is that a little bit ridiculous?
Yeah, I don't like that thinking at all. No, I do not like that. That's not how it's supposed to be voted upon.
Did you hear the big thing that happened while you were gone with Kendrick Perkins?
No, what?
Oh, Al. They had to come on and apologize for him on First Take on ESPN because he said, so there's only been 3 white dudes who have won the MVP in the last 30 years. This is after Larry Bird, right? 3. It was Nash, Nowitzki, and, of course, Jokic. And Perk comes on and goes, there's only 3 people that have won the MVP that haven't been in the top 10 of scoring in that year. And he named those 3 and started saying some other things. And basically, J.J. Redick was on with him and said, look, Perk, why don't you just come out and say what you're saying? He goes, this narrative is ridiculous. You're saying it because it's racist and that they're white. And Perk's going, he goes, 80% of the people that vote are white. Well, that's a pure lie, okay? ESPN had to come right out and go, we're sorry, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. It was a massive uproar. Ridiculous.
Wow.
Perk got obliterated by everybody. And then Barkley tore him to shreds, Al. Tore him to shreds.
That's just pure stupidity.
Well, I like what Perk is doing, Al. Perk's doing a nice job. But that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
this whole thing is ridiculous.
That's stupid.
And then for him to come out and say 80% when it's not true.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. Embiid, if Embiid wins the MVP out, he's a deserving candidate. The dude's unbelievable.
Got Perk.
Good. You got Perk.
Okay.
Good.
Since you do want to bring it up, we do know this, that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others.
This might be the most cringe.
By any chance, do you have the apology? You think you can find the apology? Because literally the next day, Molly had to come on and say, we really apologize for what Kendrick Perkins yesterday. He said that there's 80% white, and it's not true. Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. Because I really do. I think Perk does a good job, Al. I really do. I do. But you can't just come on and make something up.
No,
like that,
that's. Gideon had a thing yesterday about. I think they got a game late in the year on national TV against each other.
Maybe that decides it. Here's the thing about Jokic. He doesn't play any defense. Okay? We all know it. And if they want to hold that against him, I don't have a problem. You know, Al, he was one of my top 12 athletes of all time. I love the guy. If he doesn't win it, I'm not going to go crazy. But don't say that he doesn't deserve it, because all of them deserve it.
No,
Every one of them are having an unbelievable year.
Absolutely they do. Yeah.
Got it.
Go ahead. Yeah, okay, Al, listen to this. This is, I think, Molly. Is it Molly?
Yes.
I think so. This is Molly Kiram, who runs First Take. Let's hear what she has to say.
When Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white, the NBA publicly announces the voters each year. And after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins. And we wanted to make sure that we corrected that today.
There you go.
Oh my goodness!
I don't understand why everything has to be race.
No, that's stupid. That is just.
Jokic is a great player. Embiid's a great player. Of course, what name is Giannis? Giannis can't win it. He's missing too many games. He just is. He's missing too many games. But if we find out that Embiid wins this, I'm in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm in.
No, they're both great players.
Yeah, Embiid is a tremendous player.
Yeah.
Gosh, he's a tremendous player.
I mean, it'll be to see.
What do you think of the Thunder last night?
That's an impressive win. I mean, now the schedule is pretty tough coming up. I mean, they go to Toronto, they get the Suns at home, then they get the Clippers twice, they get the Lakers on the road. So.
Yeah. Then at the end of the season, it gets back easy again. They get a little bit easier, but I don't know. This is going to be weird, man. We got about 5 teams fighting for like 4 spots. I don't know who's going to get there. I'll tell you what, though, Al, man, Santa Clara Williams, Al, he is
what a great draft pick.
He is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gosh, so.
And you know what? It should show general managers, hey. It's all right to pick somebody 20, 21 years old, right?
Well, Matt Ravis, he's 22 years old. And Matt Ravis, he continues to say that he's already developed. And it's a solid point. When you're 22 versus 19 or 20, you are older. So we don't really know how much more upside he has. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a solid point.
No, it really isn't a solid point, because I'm going to tell you why. Because forever the NBA wouldn't let guys in, and they were 22 years old when they came to the league, and you should have seen how many improved.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I do think, though, and I think you would agree, that if you had the choice, if you thought 2 players were good, equally good, you'd rather have the 19-year-old than the 22-year-old.
Yeah, probably. Right?
I mean, if you think they're equal, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I go on J.J. Ragg, and you go on forever. I mean, of guys that Patrick Ewing, it is. There's more. You're taking somebody that's 18 or 19. I agree with that. They got a chance, but because you're 21 or 22, you also got a chance to improve.
Well, this dude, Al, he's unbelievable. He is so good. And you can tell that he's polished. You know what I'm saying? He's very polished. He knows how to play the game.
He's a lot better now than he was a year ago.
I agree with you. Sure. Yeah. He's better now than he was 3 months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. His confidence level. While you were gone, when Gilgeous-Alexander got hurt, Al, he literally took over the team. He did as a rookie. It was impressive. I'm telling you, man. If Holmgren's really out, they got a chance.
Yeah, they got a chance. I totally agree. And Dortch played well last night.
Yeah, he finally made some shots. Yeah. He's the weirdest dude in the world. You know what he does, Al? From 3-point range, he goes 1 for 5, 0 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 6, 5 for 7, 1 for 4, 1 for 5. He's amazing. Yeah. The guy, he has all these bad games, and then he has one where he makes a bunch of shots. Weird, really weird.
Yeah, their future is really. Well, it's all up to Holmgren, man. And I just keep on putting my mind, Jim. You just hope this injury thing isn't. Look at Diane Williams, man. I tell you what, next year's a huge year for that guy.
By the way, Matt Raber said for information, I did not say Jalen Williams can't get better. Just noting his level of polish and NBA-ready body.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. That you're definitely more ready to play in the NBA at that age.
He is physically amazing. I mean, he'll just go slamming it in anybody's face. They're good. We're gonna see. They got a chance. They got a chance to win 40, 41 games. Remember, that's like 17 or 18 above where they were supposed to be. And
I tell you, the West is such a mess because it seems that we thought we're going to be good. I mean, you don't, there's so many question marks on some of these teams, right?
Oh, absolutely. You got Luka hurt. You got Durant hurt. The Lakers are actually playing a little better now.
They're playing
but you got you got some other you got who knows with the Clippers. I mean, they're always hurt. You got
the Mavericks. We'll see what the Mavs do.
Right. Yeah, Luka. Zion not playing at all.
Yeah, it's
John Morant.
Oh yeah, John Morant.
Yeah, he'll be back. Exactly right.
He'll be back in 3 more games, I guess.
Yeah, he's a trip. Did you follow that at all while you were gone?
Yes, I did follow that.
Wow,
it's sad. I mean, it's just sad.
It really is. He better figure it out.
He better figure it out.
He's getting ready.
Yeah, he better figure it out. He better find some new friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you hear Carmelo Anthony come out and say some of the things that he said?
What did Carmelo say?
Oh, Carmelo was unbelievable. Carmelo said that when he was young, he got suspended, you remember, like 15 games. And David Stern, by the way, John Morant's lucky David Stern's not the commissioner. David Stern would unload it on him.
Absolutely.
But anyway, David Stern called Carmelo into his office and said, here's the deal, Carmelo. You can go down the road with us, and you're going to be unbelievable, or you can go down your own road, and you're going to be in big trouble. So you make your decision. And Carmelo said it was the best thing that ever happened to him. He said, and there was listen, you'll love this, Al. He had a friend of his that he grew up, one of his homeboys, and he was in jail, I guess, because they had done something stupid, and he got caught. And he was in jail, and he bailed him out of jail, and he gave him a duffel bag of $50,000. Years ago, 25 years ago, gave him $50,000, and he said, I'm going to give you this money. I hope you do the right thing with it, but I don't ever want to see you again. That's what Carmelo did. Now, how cool is that?
That's really cool.
And he never hung around with him again. He found better friends.
Yeah, that's just it just stupid. I mean it.
Yep. Perk said some unbelievable things, too. Perk said some great things about him, but we can get into that another time. Perk said some great things about how he got in trouble with Danny Ainge. You'll love that stuff, too. Tell the people about the great thing going on, Al.
Okay, at Twin Peaks, West out here, out a 64 team giveaway. And we got some unbelievable prizes that we're going to be telling you about. Also, some great food out here. The signature 29-degree man-sized draft happy hour going on at 6 o'clock. So and we're going to start drawing teams here in about 20 minutes from now, right here. What about at
Nice.
Elliott's?
Elliott Roofing now. This place is amazing. Since 1981, locally and family owned. Their mission statement, striving to provide quality craftsmanship while delivering honest, friendly service. Great Google reviews, 2 prestigious Torch Awards. They do it right. Oklahoma first certified installer of Tesla solar roofing, which is absolutely amazing. We'll tell you about that as well. 405-789-4646, 789-4646. Mr. Barry Trammell joins us next. This is an OG&E break, and you're listening to the Dominant
Duo.
This
Sports animal.
We're back. I'm here today at Elliott Roofing. Al Eschbach is at Twin Peaks West for the 68 team giveaway, and we're joined by Mr. Barry Trammell, and this show's known as the Total
Dominance
Hour.
Tram, how you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad today.
Good. You didn't go to Youngstown, did you?
Did not go to Youngstown, no.
Who got the bet? Did anybody go to Youngstown?
No, we're not going to Youngstown. It's been a long time since we've traveled to NIT road games.
That would probably be the right thing, I would think.
Yeah.
So, Tram,
not a lot of interest, I don't think.
I asked Al this. You're right. Nobody's interested. I asked Al this earlier, and I'm going to ask you the same question. You know, in between Michael Cage crying about every single call that is made, yesterday he said, as far as the MVP is concerned, he thinks that Embiid should win it because Jokic has 2 and Giannis has 1, and he doesn't have any. Can you imagine a man who has knowledge of the NBA and knows the game that would say something like that, Tram? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I wouldn't follow that theory off the cliff. But
you think that's okay to say that?
Well, I think it is okay for this reason. These 3 guys are all having phenomenal years.
Right.
They're all phenomenal players. And anybody that votes for any of the 3 is on complete justifiable grounds.
Although Giannis has missed a lot of games, but I agree with what you're saying.
And what I would say is, if you want to do a deep dive into the numbers, you can pick out a favorite, and it just depends on which numbers you want to accentuate on who you come up with.
But then do that then. Then Michael Cage do a little research and come out on the game and go, I think it should be Embiid because of this and this and this.
But what I'm saying is, you're just picking you're picking at straws here on which stat you might want to favor. So I could see if somebody said these guys are all good, I'm going to vote for Embiid because he doesn't have
no doubt
I
about
think
it.
that's okay.
There's no doubt about it. People are going to do that. There's no doubt. It's like somebody trying to win a Heisman twice. They're going to go, no, you won it. I'm not going to vote for you.
And you know what, Al? I'm very proud to say that I've said that same exact thing for years, for the Heisman, for coaches of the year, for everything. I don't think it should have anything to do with how many you've won or anything. I think that's just wrong.
But too many people disagree with us, Jim.
Yeah, and Tram, I hear what you're saying, Tram. I don't think you would do it, but you understand why somebody might do it. Is that what you're saying, Tram?
Yeah, and frankly, I probably would do it on something like the Heisman because that's just a total nebulous. The MVP is actually a fairly streamlined decision. I mean, there's really only about 3 candidates, maybe 4 per year. The Heisman could go any different direction. So I might do it if I could. Of course, I don't vote on anything. So, but I can understand
I don't
that.
vote.
I
I'm
can
glad
understand
to. I'm glad I
could
don't vote.
understand
I know
it.
Al votes in the Heisman. He's been
Here's
doing it
the
for
problem.
years and years. Yeah.
Here's the problem with this MVP race this year. It's turned toxic.
You're right. It has. Well,
Screaming at each other.
Perk made it that way. Perk made it that way.
Yeah, maybe so. And I don't follow that. I've just heard some of my.
Well, we just played it. You should hear it. I mean, they had to come on ESPN the next day and apologize and say Perk was wrong because he said 80% of the people that vote that are white. That wasn't true.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. It's a shame. It really is a shame because all 3 of them are absolute. Al said this earlier. All 3 of them are superstars.
Yeah, and they're all having great years, historic years. I mean, the numbers, it's high scoring. It's a high scoring year, so everybody's numbers are fabulous.
Gideon said to Al yesterday, he said that they're going to play each other in a game late in the year. Maybe you just go with whoever better, Embiid or him in that game.
And he said Embiid has 3 games on national TV. He said that might push him to win the thing.
Yeah, it could.
Well, let me tell you, I said this. Hey, if Embiid wins the thing, you won't hear one bad word from me at all. I just think that Jokic, he's been unbelievable, and he has to do something in the playoffs. I mean, that I openly admit that he has to do something in the playoffs. He has to, because that's important. Tram, what do you think about the Thunder last night?
Oh man, was that a fun game? You know, I went, and I was just sitting there thinking, this is incredibly entertaining, incredibly fun, exhilarating. I thought the Nets played really well for 2.5 quarters. Thought the Thunder wasn't very good for a long time. Lou Dort, of all people, kept them alive.
Oh, my gosh. What happened to him?
And then, you know, all of a sudden, you look up and the Thunder wins by 15 or 13, whatever it was. And all the young guys ended up with phenomenal games. Giddey had a bad shooting night. He ends up with a highly productive triple-double. Santa Clara Williams continues to look like either Scottie Pippen or Jaylen Brown. I don't know who to compare him to. SGA had one of those. He does this all the time. He'll have a first half where you think, well, they got his number tonight. He's 3 for 9 or 3 for 10, and they've kept a bottle on him. At the end of the game, he's got 35 points, and he shot 50% from the field. So it's amazing.
And made
Arkansas
a 3,
Williams
by the way.
Was really good. Yeah.
And made a 3.
Arkansas Williams is good.
And
too.
what a great free throw shooter he is.
Who, Shea?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, I think Thunder's second in the league. Second or third in foul shooting.
I will tell you all
back
this.
To the old days.
About the middle of November or late November, I said, man, the Thunder have got to get to the middle of the league in 3-point shooting, and you guys laughed your heads off at me, and now they're at like number 11. So there you go. Come on.
Yep.
You guys laughed at me.
I don't.
I didn't
laughed
predict
at
it. I didn't predict it, by the way.
You said what you meant. I don't know if you said it, but what you meant is they got to get to the middle by getting some different players. Instead, they got there using these same players.
Although Isaiah Joe at the time wasn't involved with the team, he certainly helped. Yeah, he did help. But I listen. I'm not giving it up to myself, Tramp, because I didn't predict it. I just said they got to get better up in there in the middle of the league, and they did it. So
I have to disagree with you.
What's the matter? What I do? What?
Great.
You are giving it up to yourself.
A little bit, very little, just a little. That's not a big giving up, just a little. Let's take an OG&E break. I'm here today at Elliott Roofing. And Al, you're getting ready. Are you going to get ready to give away teams
right now? Absolutely. Here at Twin Peaks West.
League. We go up. That's right. Twin Peaks West. Get on out there. We'll be back. Leader in Sports. This show's known as The Total
Dominance.